Hi friends, we're here to just give you a little bit of a life update, and Chris just said let me count to 9, so I waited until she got a few in and then I started this just to be funny. Did you get to 9?
Yeah, I got to 9.
All right, so good to go. So I don't know if you can tell, but Chris has been spending a lot of time crocheting. She's trying to get into a queer craft market in Pittsburgh for mid-December, but she's currently waitlisted, so we're hoping that she'll get in. She's making a frog right now.
I don't know how much of it you'll see by the time the video is over.
We're not sure how long this will be.
Yeah, we didn't make an outline. We just kind of wanted to give you an update on a lot of things because much like our video from last November, it was last November, right? We are back from tour season and settling into our house for the winter months. But this year it looks slightly different because unlike I don't even remember what last year's was. We wanted to get the house ready to sell, but we really didn't make any progress. And here we are a year later, which is what always happens. So,
however, in the last week, I'd say we've made more progress than the rest of the months combined. We've gotten, it's not a ton, but just like chipping away at it bit by bit. We took a load of stuff over to Chris's mother's house and bought a couple of like cloth wardrobes to put our hangy stuff in. Hangy stuff, it's a technical fashion term. And like took a bunch of boxes over and then brought over some hoodies that we had stored there. And so one of the things we need to do is get rid of some of our winter clothes, which is easier for some of us than others.
I have a really hard time letting go of things. I blame my upbringing. Where that sounds like we were all just a bunch of hoarders. We grew up with not a lot of money, so we held on to things for a very long time and kept them like very dear. So now if I have something that's in good shape and if I ever had any kind of emotional attachment to it, i.e. I liked it, it's really hard for me to let it go. So that's where we are.
So we've come up with a couple different solutions for that problem. I suggested maybe like some of the t-shirts that she hasn't worn in a while. Maybe you're not ready to get rid of them. Okay, let's put them in a, rather than donate, keep, let's put them in a mysterious third place where they just live in limbo. So we're going to try doing that.
And then they get revisited someday.
Yep.
When we're packing to move across the pond. By the way, you might notice the showcased Malaga mug because in all of this wanting to get our house ready to sell and, steps later, Malaga is the ultimate destination, at least for right now. So I've got my mug out for my coffee. And that's that.
I can't remember if one of us shared before, but I lost my job in March and I still have not located another one. You'd think that with all this free time, like Chris did a lot of tours, but is currently not working. You'd think that we would have so much, like be able to pack everything up in like a week. And I swear we are busier than when both of us were working full time.
Somehow.
I don't know how.
I mean, one of the things is that I have a niece who is going to be 2 years old soon. And when we're home, we like to spend time with her because we spend months at a time out of town and don't get to see her growing up. So when we're home, we do like to go over and visit and offer like a day of babysitting. We've been home for 2 weeks now.
Really?
Yeah, this last week just flew. We've been home for 2 weeks now from the last tours of the season, but it's been filled with like family things, babysitting, prepping meals. We've been doing some cleaning. I've been working on crochet. The time just flew. The time just absolutely flies.
Yeah, just one quick thing. We have a niece. She's not just Chris's. I am also her aunt.
That's true. I only say it because he's my brother. But he's your brother now too.
I only say it because she's the most perfect child to ever exist, and I love her. She still doesn't. She knows Chris and requests her by name and is very gleefully shouting her name all the time, which is Cricky. Still hasn't mastered Monica yet. But we joke that she's calling me "Who dat?" because that's what she says when she wants to know who someone is. So her beloved aunts, Cricky, and Who Dat.
Yeah, that's where a lot of our time has been going.
I've been like reorganizing and cleaning out some things, which has been really great, and like exactly what my recently diagnosed OCD has deemed necessary. But it will make things easier when we move, and I have gotten rid of quite a few things, which is good. Today is a Sunday where we are not leaving the house, which is pretty cool. Chris has like a whole list of things she wants to do. I have an actual paper list of things that I want to do.
I should have made a paper list because I do better when I have lists. But one of the things is do the dishes. We were going to film this in the other direction originally, but I cooked a giant pot of white chicken chili for the family the other day. Our aunt recently had surgery, and so we said we'd make a meal. So we cooked a giant vat of chili, and we gave some to that aunt and uncle and a couple of other relatives, and we had some for ourselves. And because after we did that, we delivered it, and then we had a full day of babysitting, we just haven't had a chance to clean the kitchen. So I didn't want all of like the dirty dishes in the background, which that's what I'm going to do today. So that's why we flipped it. But now you get to see our lovely new Christmas lights and our wine rack that's a little bit falling apart.
It just needs some screws tightened, and the Christmassy decorations had definitely been there the whole time, and I didn't just put them up 5 minutes before this video started. Krista's 99.5% of the cooking in this house. I do occasionally act as her soup chef. But this time, one of the few things that I did was we don't like to buy shredded cheese because to keep the shreds apart, they put cellulose in it, and we just prefer to shred our own. So I did shred the cheese, but I made her at every relative's house that she stopped at and dropped off chili, I made her tell them that it was hand shredded by Monica.
And I did.
Yes, I got a thank you text from somebody saying thanks for the hand shredded cheese. That's right.
Like I said, we don't have an outline. So we're kind of just trying to think of things. Maybe we should have written a little outline of what we wanted to cover, but we're just trying to think of things to update you with as far as the channel goes. The last video that we posted was the state fair in North Carolina. So we have some footage of the La Feria en Malaga that we need. It's from this past August that we can... What?
I did my best on the pronunciation.
And that we can put up. So that's another video that's going to be coming up soon. I can't remember if we have any other footage floating around that I just never did anything with. But we'd like to record a few things so that we can put up videos. We really want to try to make a go of this YouTube thing and see what we can get going. Our problem is consistency, because with everything else going on, it's really difficult to record videos and then spend the time editing videos, especially when we're trying to clean out the house and we're always like cooking and cleaning and babysitting and things like that. And it sounds like, like you said, it sounds like we should have so much time because we don't have jobs currently. I mean, like, I technically currently have a job, but it's the off season. So like, even though I am employed, I'm not currently working because that's the way that this job works. So you'd think we'd have all the time in the world, and it somehow feels like we have so little time, and I don't know how that happens.
We do want to really buckle down and try and get as much of the house cleared out as we can. We'd like to sell it as soon as possible. We're hoping to be able to list it by January, but that may be a lofty goal. That being said, we do have a few fun things planned that maybe we can do videos for. We have a little shopping trip planned in Ohio. Normally, Chris and I just go there. It's a shopping center that's mostly outdoors, and I prefer shopping in places like that. So Chris and I usually go and do an overnight, and we go to World Market because there aren't any close to us here in Pittsburgh.
We're mad about that, Pennsylvania.
We are. And we go to Trader Joe's and buy their alcohol because they don't sell it at the Trader Joe's in Pennsylvania. And this year, Chris's mom and our Aunt Judy are coming with us. So that'll be fun. Christmas is like one of my favorite times of year. I love the smell of peppermint and twinkling Christmas lights and Christmas music, and it all just makes me so happy. So I love doing all of those things. But we're doing that little shopping trip. We always go Black Friday shopping with my mother-in-law and Aunt Judy. And we aren't even looking for anything in particular or trying to save money. We just like going out and being like idiot goofballs together. That's just kind of our jam.
Yeah, because we're not really buying for anyone this year. Everyone that we know that we used to buy for are like my siblings, your sibling. Everyone has what they need and doesn't really have the room or the mental capacity for extra stuff. And you can do adventure gifts or like experience gifts, but I think everyone's okay with like kind of just like saving the money this year. And because we have the new niece, we can just buy things for the niece. And
because it's Christmas and it's her birthday.
Yeah, she was born on Christmas Day. So luckily she's still pretty young, so she doesn't get the difference. So she might get double the gifts, but she's not old enough to understand like, oh no, I don't get a special day like everyone else.
Or feel shortchanged, yeah.
Right. Later, when she's older, we might have to like figure something out on how to divide those. But for now, it's just like, oh, well, we got something that's kind of bigger for Christmas/birthday. So that's what we're going to do. So it will be nice to be able to watch her open gifts. But other than that, yeah, we're not really buying anything. So we're just going for the fun of like being out during the Christmas season and experiencing all of the Christmas cheer. And then saving our money, because again, we are trying to pack all this up. And in every shot that we've shot, in every video that we've shot in our house, you can see how much stuff we have. And we do not know what we're going to do with all of it. Because all of it is special.
Yeah.
Most of it is special. So we don't necessarily want to get rid of it. But
so not that box of Cheez-Its.
That box of Cheez-Its is fine. We can get rid of that.
But we can eat them first.
Yeah. So that's, that's what's going on, and that's what's difficult. And then when we move out of here, when we list the house, we are going to go and stay with my mother. So the difficult part of that is knowing what to do during this half and half time, because we're cleaning this place out, but we're still living here, but we're going to be living at my mom's. So in some ways, I think it would be easier just to like move to my mom's at some point and then start bringing stuff to her house, because knowing what to leave here to live with versus what to take, that part's tough.
And whereas that is true, I just think we're going to have to see how it goes. Like, we just have no idea. We've never done this before. The holidays is a hectic time at your mom's too, because Chris's sister Amy and her husband Joel come and visit and stay there for the majority of the Christmas, like between Christmas and New Year's. So there's just an awful lot going on. But we'll see what happens.
If you've done this before, let us know in the comments what your advice is.
We would love to know.
Had to live half and half, if you had all the time in the world to empty one place and go to another, but if that other place was just kind of like a staging area, like a holding area, and it wasn't your place that you were eventually moving into for good, how did you navigate that? We would love any advice, because parts of it are very difficult.
Yeah. We also are looking forward to going to the Christmas market in Pittsburgh. It's one of our favorite things to do at this time of year, and to see the tree at PPG Place all lit up, which is also where we got engaged. So that has an extra special meaning for us. There are a couple of other like Christmassy light type things that we like to do. There's the zoo is always a good time, and we also like going to the Botanic Garden. It's lovely and very cool to see, and just like a nice time. And maybe the Kennywood lights. We just have to see what we have time for and what the weather and everybody else are going to agree with us doing.
That's true. We might have a little bit of footage of the Botanic Garden last year, so maybe we can put that up. And check our Instagram if you want to see a highlight reel of the zoo lights, which we put up last year because we took the bebe and went to the zoo lights, and it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we need to nail down a schedule, like everything, like, so, I don't know what day you'll be watching this because I do not have my psychic pants on, but, it is the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So we have a lot of stuff to do. A lot of food prep because Chris does a lot of the cooking for my family celebration. And then there's also a babysitting day and also like some appointments we have to account for. So this week is scheduled like down with precision, like to get everything done. And most importantly, to just also like soak in the feeling of the season and to enjoy being around each other. The last several months of my job, I was very stressed and anxious, and it's just really nice to be able to enjoy being married without all of that stuff hanging over our heads. We have other things hanging over our heads, but it's really nice to be able to enjoy it with that. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a little bit of snow.
We did have the first snowfall of the season. It was just a dusting for half of a day, but it was amazing and I loved it so much. And let's all combat climate change so that we can continue to have winters and so that Bebe Kaya can know what snow is.
We did take her out into the snow and she played in it a little bit.
It
was very cold and she was very cold, so she didn't want to walk, but she wanted to keep going. And Chris was like, my back is dying, ma'am. We need to end your note. This snot is freezing on your face. We need to go inside.
I had to count. Okay. Also, it will be nice if this is our last holiday season in this house, which we are hoping for. We're really, really hoping we can get this place listed. The reason for the deadline, by the way, which we did mention, I think, in our last sit down and talk to you about plans video, is that if we don't get this place listed by February at the latest, the next opportunity we have is July. We'll have a span of 0 to 3 months. And that's because if we do manage to list the house by February, whether or not it's sold or whatever is going on with it, we're in DC from March through June. That's what my job is. I go to DC, we stay there for 4 months, and I work day after day nonstop. I get a day off here and there. But we basically live in DC for 4 months. We come back in early July. If we were able to list our house, the plan is to start this half and half living in Spain and the States. So if everything goes according to plan in July, we would love to come home, see the family for like a week maybe, and then head to Spain for 3 months. Like July, August, September, you can be there on a tourist visa for 90 days. And then after that 90 days, come back to the States. It'll be holiday time. I could pick up a few tours in October if I wanted / needed to. And then we'd be home for the holidays and staying with my mom. So that's kind of the overall plan, but a lot of it hinges on, can we get the house listed? Because again, if we don't get it listed by February, we're going to have to come home in July and work on listing the house because that's when we'll have a chance to. And then I don't know what we'll do as far as visiting Spain, et cetera, et cetera. So we would love to get it listed by January if we could. End of February. I mean, let's say the holiday season keeps us from really being able to do it. January's main goal is going to be list the house. Sorry, everyone else, we're going to have to say no to so many things just so that we can get this done because this is our priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to say any good vibes you can send us or best wishes and good luck to get this done so we can move on to the next chapter of our life and that I can figure out a good job that will let me do all of these things. So fingers crossed for all of that.
If you're an employer with remote work and you don't mind if your employees work abroad, let us know. That would be ideal.
I'm very good at business
Just any business.
Any business. Monkey business. I will say, make sure you stay to the end of this video for a bonus look at this frog that she will have completed by the time the video is posted.
Yeah, because I think we're just about done with updating. Yeah. I think that's just about all of the update. There's not too much else to say. We've updated about job, life, house, goals, everything. So now you know the plan. And I'm going to keep working on this frog. But since we'll end the video soon, you only will have seen it as far as head and arms.
The most important parts.
Yeah, the best parts.
If you're interested in purchasing a frog from a small independent crafter or a loaf cat or a lovely selection of hats and scarves, please let us know in the comments and we can provide you more information.
Yeah, depending on if these get sold at the market or if we need to make Etsy listings for everything, which is what will happen if I don't get into the market, we will post the Etsy link and you can just go there and get whatever you like. As always, if you would like to help us out, here are several ways that you can. 1, you can decide that you love spending money and you would like to buy us a coffee. There's a link to our coffee page account down in the description, and it's just like you know more about that than I do because you used to have one for your podcast. So it's like you can do like a one-time, here's a couple of bucks, I'm buying you a coffee. You can do like a recurring thing or whatever. So whatever you like, if you feel like spending money. If you're like, I cannot possibly spend money, how dare you?
We get
Understandable.
it.
Totally understandable. So. A thing that you can do for free is hit like on this video. You can also subscribe so that you can see when we post more videos. You can leave a comment. Comments are great, especially because it really gets my, like it does my dopamine hit for me.
It does.
When I like open and I see that I have a comment and I can reply to it. And now, because we have so few viewers currently, I reply to every single comment. Don't worry. And I'll reply multiple times if you want to have a conversation. It's totally fine. And another thing that you can do is share this video with your friends if you think somebody might like it. This one might not be their biggest cup of tea because it's just an update about us. But if you think they would really love to see the North Carolina State Fair or La Feria de Malaga or what it's like to walk around in Lisbon for a day when you feel like a human swamp, go find those videos on our page and send them to your friends because they might enjoy them, especially if they're going to Lisbon soon or one of the other places that we've gone to.
Just a tiny aside, I am trying to learn Spanish, but wow, it's daunting, especially when Miss Fluent and Perfect Pronunciation says things.
Not perfect pronunciation.
Compared to me, anyway. You can do all of those things, and we would really appreciate it. We have fun with this, and we like sharing things, and hopefully there will be even more stuff coming from us and more media you can consume.
Yeah, we've got Instagram, we've got Blue Sky because we finally left that hellscape. So you can find us on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Out of Office. Where else are we?
YouTube.
Obviously. I guess that's it. And let us know if there's anything else you want to see. If you're like, we hate your travel videos, we just want to see your daily life, fine. We can set up a camera as we do mundane tasks. If you love seeing travel videos and this stuff is boring, I mean, that was the main goal, was to do travel videos, but we left it open-ended so we could do a little bit of everything. If you like watching me crochet, I'll make a crochet video where I just ramble about anything. That's perfectly fine with me.
She could talk about Gillian Anderson for like a good 45 minutes, aka 2 frogs.
I don't know how long this took.
If you have any questions for us, I mean, it's right in the name, query us. If you would like to query us, we would love to do a video with questions that you may have.
Oh yeah, a Q&A video would be great.
About us, about general things that we enjoy doing or something that we might know a lot about, or you just want to ask a weird question. Like, would you rather have fingers for thumbs or thumbs for fingers?
Where'd we pull that one from? Excellent.
My problem is my feet are really big, and if I had fingers... Wait. That wasn't the question I meant to ask. But I have, and here we are. Fingers for thumbs or thumbs for fingers? I think fingers for thumbs. Because imagine having 5 thumbs on each hand.
Yeah.
I meant to
You
say
need that-
toes for fingers.
You need that
Or fingers for
extra.
toes.
You need that extra joint. If you
Yeah.
had all thumbs, you would only have like. I mean, I know there's technically one down here, but it's not the same. So we pick finger for thumb.
Yeah, but it would be hard to grasp things. I don't know.
No, if there were a finger here, it would just be longer.
Anyway, thank you for watching.
Take that, evolution.
We believe in science. Thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. And if you have a holiday coming up that you're celebrating, we hope that it's lovely. If it's nothing, then we hope that that's lovely too. Take care.
Have lovely all the times. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, for those of you that stuck around for the finished crochet content, this is what one of the frogs looks like when it's done. His arms are a little curly, but I imagine with use and wear, his legs will get a little bit straighter, or you could like train them to stay down. And I would like to make little sweaters for them. This is one that I made earlier, and I made the sweater on him, like it's a part of his body, you cannot take it off. But I didn't love the way it looked. I don't like how bulky it is, and like the color change was like kind of a pain, so I decided not to do this anymore. But I think I might try to make something that you could put on him, just with like a couple of little armholes. But I've not made those yet, and I don't know if it's going to work out or not. That's the ultimate goal. I'll have to experiment with some things, but hopefully they'll have like little pride and little trans sweaters, and that might be it. I don't know that I'm going to bother with like Christmas sweaters or anything like that. But these are little frogs, and like I said, we will, if we end up listing them on Etsy, we'll link my Etsy. We can put a link for it anyway, and you can just check back now and then and see if it's up, because I have no idea what's going to happen. So these are the frogs, and talk to you later. Bye. Okay, go.
Jump!
We do have some footage from the Malaga State Fair from this August.
She just gets so choked up when she talks about
I
Malaga.
swallowed wrong. I do.
Well, what if you swallow... Can you try and swallow right this time? So we have some footage from Malaga Feria.
We do. We have footage of that fair that we want. Oh, I'm still all verklempt.
Stop punching Greg Davis in the face.